There is a reason why the most unshakable souls in history were born under Capricorn. But no one ever told you why. Until now. Because somewhere, buried beneath centuries of silence, lies a forgotten code. A design written not on paper, but in the human bloodline itself. The ancient mystics called it the Architect's Code. And Capricorn, it was written for you. This is not a myth. It is not a story meant to flatter your ego. It's a transmission, a pulse that was never meant for the crowd. It was meant for the builders, the silent ones, the guardians of time. And if you are here, listening to these words right now, it's because that code inside you is starting to stir again. You may not remember it consciously, but your soul has been whispering about it since you were born. Have you ever felt it? That strange sense of duty you can't explain. That pressure in your chest when the world begins to fall apart. As if something ancient inside you wakes up and says, I have to rebuild it. That's not imagination. That's memory. The memory of a bloodline older than history. One that carried the blueprints of divine order through floods, wars, and collapsing empires. And now, in 2025, that bloodline, your bloodline, is being called again. The stars are aligning under Saturn's ancient seal. And the frequency of the lost architect code is vibrating through every Capricorn soul that has been asleep for too long. You were not born to be loud. You were born to be the structure beneath the noise. The mountain that holds when others crumble. The silent hand that rebuilds what chaos destroys. And yet, they tried to erase you. They erased the history of those who built civilizations, who wrote laws in stone, who kept time itself from breaking. Because they feared what would happen when Capricorn remembered who they truly were. But destiny never forgets what history buries. And tonight, it remembers you. Stay until the end of this message. Because before it's over, you will understand why your silence was sacred. Why your struggles were preparation. And why the architect code hidden in your bloodline is the key to the next age of humanity. This is Zodiac Secrets Revealed. And what you're about to hear is not astrology, it's activation. Comment if this resonates with your soul, maybe the architect code is already calling you. Part 1, The Call of the Code. History erased the architects. Not because they failed, but because they succeeded too well. Long before the clocks began to measure time, there were souls born under Saturn's ancient gaze, people who didn't just live within the laws of the world, they built those laws. They shaped reality the way a mason shapes stone, with patience, purpose, and precision. While others prayed for miracles, these souls created them through structure and endurance. They didn't speak loudly. They didn't crave applause. But kingdoms rose on their discipline, and fell when that discipline disappeared. Across every age, they were known by many names: the keepers of order, the time masons, the builders of law. No matter the continent or century, they carried one vibration through lifetimes: the Capricorn frequency, the law of structure, the gravity of truth, the silence of divine authority. But then, the world changed. Noise replaced wisdom. Speed replaced purpose. And the ancient architect code was buried, sealed inside a bloodline that humanity forgot how to honor. That's where you come in. Because the code was never lost. It was only sealed. And the key to unlock it is you. Every time you felt misunderstood for being serious, that was the code whispering, stay steady. Every time you felt invisible despite your work, that was the code testing your patience. Every time you rose from failure while others gave up, that was the code proving you were still its carrier. You were not built for chaos. You were built to rebuild after chaos. You are the restoration point of human order. And whether you believe in destiny or not, destiny believes in you. In 2025, Saturn returns to its ancient throne. And with it, the silent architects are being summoned again, not to shout, not to rule, but to restore. Because when the world loses its structure, it calls for those who remember how to build. If lately you've felt the strange urge to withdraw, to simplify, to rebuild your foundations, that's not burnout. That's alignment. That's your soul reorganizing itself to carry a higher frequency. The architect code is reprogramming your internal grid, clearing out noise, distraction, and illusion, preparing you to hold divine instruction. The universe doesn't need more noise. It needs builders. And the Capricorn soul is the blueprint. So when you feel life stripping things away, don't panic. Don't see it as loss, see it as preparation. The mountain doesn't crumble when the wind blows, it clears the fog to reveal its summit. What's falling away from you now simply can't rise with you. You are not being punished. You are being positioned. The same way an ancient mason clears the rubble before placing the cornerstone, the universe is removing what doesn't belong in your sacred design. And here's the truth most people miss. The Capricorn path isn't about control, it's about construction. You were never meant to dominate. You were meant to design. To take chaos, silence it, and turn it into form. That's why your soul chose this sign. Not for fame, not for comfort, but for endurance, the kind that shapes history. And now, as Saturn and Pluto align once again in 2025, that endurance is being called back into command. Saturn doesn't reward noise. It rewards mastery. And mastery requires memory. You've been here before, Capricorn. Every civilization that fell, you were there. Every empire that rose again from ashes, your energy was the silent scaffolding behind it. The world calls that coincidence. The stars call it continuity. Because you are that continuity. You are the spine that time rests upon. You are the pulse that turns chaos into order. And when you finally remember this truth, everything in your life will begin to make sense. Comment if this resonates with your soul. Maybe the architect code is already awakening in you. Life lesson from part 1. Capricorn doesn't build for attention, they build for eternity. While others chase meaning, Capricorn creates it. Part 2. The bloodline of builders. Before humanity learned to write its stories in ink, it wrote them in stone, and Capricorn carved the first line. Every civilization that survived collapse shared one hidden constant. Somewhere, in the shadows of its temples or beneath its monuments, stood the same archetype, the silent builder. The one who worked while others argued, who placed one perfect block of order in the middle of chaos. Historians forgot their names, but the soul remembers. Because the architect bloodline has never vanished. It simply changed faces. From the mathematicians of Babylon who mapped the heavens, to the engineers of Rome who measured the weight of eternity, to the monks of the Middle Ages who guarded knowledge when the world went dark. Each generation carried a fragment of the Capricorn code. Their mission was never glory, it was continuity. And that's what runs in your veins. You are not random. You are the echo of centuries that refused to surrender. When people say you're too serious, they do not see that you come from a lineage where laughter was sacred because it was rare, where every smile had to be earned through structure, discipline, and faith in the unseen. The world remembers the artists who painted light, but forgets the builders who made the walls to hold that light. Yet without the wall, the art collapses. And you, Capricorn, are the wall that time leans on. Look at history's Capricorn signatures. Martin Luther King Jr., discipline turned into justice. Isaac Newton, silence turned into universal law. Michelle Obama, resilience turned into dignity. Elvis Presley, structure turned into rhythm that shook the earth. Different expressions, same architecture. They built forms that outlived them. That is the true Capricorn inheritance. To build something that continues breathing long after you stop. But the bloodline carries more than skill. It carries memory. A faint remembrance that life is not a game of speed but of design. You can feel it in your bones when everyone else chases shortcuts. You know deep down that what lasts must be built slowly. That is not stubbornness, it's genetic wisdom. You came from a people who believed the sacred was found in structure. To them, a carefully built bridge was a prayer. A law written with integrity was a hymn. Every act of order was a ritual of devotion. And that ritual lives inside you. That's why chaos irritates you. That's why laziness feels like betrayal. Because your DNA remembers the weight of the chisel, the echo of stone meeting stone, the vow to build until the work is done. And yet, here's the paradox. The world you live in now praises noise over mastery. It mocks patience. It sells illusions of instant success. No wonder Capricorn often feels foreign in their own century. You were designed for timelessness, not trend. So when you find yourself standing alone, misunderstood for wanting depth instead of drama, remember this: you are speaking the language of your ancestors. The ancient builders who understood that silence is not emptiness, it's foundation. In 2025, that ancestral current is waking again. The architect bloodline is stirring through dreams, synchronicities, and sudden determination. Every Capricorn who has ever felt too old for their age is beginning to realize that age is not measured in years. It's measured in wisdom carried through incarnations. You are the continuation of that sacred engineering. Your spine carries the same blueprint that once held temples together. Your heart carries the same rhythm that once guided kings. And your discipline, yes, your famous discipline, is the thread that ties past and future into one structure of purpose. So when you build your business, your art, your home, your legacy, know that you are not starting from zero. You are simply adding another brick to a cathedral that began long before you were born. Have you ever felt ancient, as if your soul remembers something older than time? Comment if that feeling lives in you too. Life lesson from part 2. Greatness is not inherited through money or fame. It's carried through discipline and devotion. To remember your lineage is to rebuild your purpose. Part 3. The Erased Era. There came a time when the world no longer wanted builders. It wanted distractions. A time when illusion became currency, and those who spoke truth were marked as dangerous. That was the beginning of what the ancient mystics called the Erased Era. For centuries, the Capricorn bloodline, the silent architects of order, was hidden behind history's loudest voices. Their symbols were stripped from temples. Their teachings were absorbed into secret fraternities and renamed under different masks. Even their birthdays, their constellations, their stories buried under layers of myth. Because structure threatens control. If humanity remembers how to build truth, it can no longer be manipulated by chaos. So the architect code was sealed away, not destroyed, but silenced. The great shadow orders of the world understood one thing: if you can distract the builders, you can collapse civilization without a single war. And so they began their long campaign. To glorify noise and mock stillness. To praise impulse and forget discipline. To worship convenience and reject creation. And yet, through all of that, Capricorn remained. Not loud, not visible, but present. Hidden in the quiet places where integrity still survived. In the scholars who guarded forbidden manuscripts. In the inventors who sacrificed comfort for truth. In the women who held families together when the world fell apart. In the teachers who kept knowledge alive when lies ruled the land. That's you. Your life has never been random, it's been part of that resistance. Every time you stood up for what's right when no one else did, you were defying the erased era. Every time you chose silence over drama, work over excuses, truth over popularity, you were protecting the architect code without even knowing it. But the price was heavy, wasn't it? You felt it in your loneliness, in the quiet ache that said, I was made for something bigger, but no one sees it. That feeling wasn't a curse, it was a compass. The universe had to keep you invisible until the world was ready for your vibration again. If you had been fully awakened too early, they would have crushed you, mocked you, drained you, long before you reached mastery. So the cosmos did the only merciful thing it could, it hid you from sight. Your invisibility was your armor. Your delay was your protection. And now, that protection is ending. The veil is lifting. Because 2025 is the moment when silence stops being survival and becomes leadership. You can already feel it. The pull toward purpose that no longer fits inside your old life. The growing intolerance for lies, shallow talk, fake smiles. The way your intuition keeps saying, enough. Build what's real. That's the Capricorn call reawakening, the same voice that built temples and carved laws from chaos. And the world desperately needs that again. It needs the builders, the anchors, the ones who can stay calm when the storm begins. That's why you're still here. That's why your heart still beats differently when truth enters the room. Because the erased era is ending. The age of spectacle is dying. And the era of structure is being reborn through you. Do not curse the years you were hidden. They refined your patience, hardened your character, and tuned your frequency to withstand what's coming. When others start collapsing under the weight of change, you will not panic because you've carried the blueprint all along. You were never meant to scream your truth. You were meant to embody it. So now, when people finally begin to see you, when your work starts to echo beyond your control, don't shrink back. That's not coincidence, it's the code remembering its name. And that name is yours. Have you ever felt hidden, like your power was sealed on purpose? Comment if this part of your story speaks to you. Life lesson from part 3. Sometimes the universe hides its strongest souls in plain sight. Not to punish them, but to prepare them. What feels like isolation is often initiation. Part 4, 2025. The Great Restructure. For 8 centuries, the architect code has slept. But in 2025, the stars will shake it awake. 3 cosmic forces are moving toward each other like gears of an ancient clock. And when they lock, the sound will echo through every Capricorn soul alive. Astrologers call it the Saturn-Pluto convergence. But mystics call it something older, the Great Restructure. Saturn, the planet of order, returns to reclaim its throne. Pluto, the planet of death and rebirth, arrives to tear down false power. And the Moon, our silent mirror, prepares a rare portal of truth at the end of the year. When these 3 energies collide, everything built on illusion will begin to fall. And everything built on truth will rise from the rubble. That's not catastrophe. That's construction. Because destruction is only the first step of design. Capricorn, this is the moment your blueprint activates. While others see endings, you will see openings. While others lose direction, you will find foundation. Because the frequency of Saturn runs in your blood. The rhythm of restoration. You may already feel it. Sleep patterns shifting. Dreams returning with symbols you can't decode. Numbers repeating, 1222, 808, 1010. Signatures of alignment. People confessing secrets to you without knowing why. Moments of déjà vu that last too long. Time itself bending around your awareness. These are not coincidences. They're calibration points, reminders that your soul is reconnecting to the architect grid. And as 2025 unfolds, your mission will crystallize. Everything you built out of fear will dissolve. Everything you built from purpose will endure. Relationships, careers, and beliefs will be tested, not to punish you, but to measure whether they can stand within your structure. It will be intense, because Capricorn lessons are never gentle. Saturn doesn't whisper, it sculpts. Pluto doesn't negotiate, it transforms. But you were made for this pressure. You are the pressure that forms diamonds. The Great Restructure isn't happening to you, it's happening through you. You are the vessel by which divine law returns to the physical world. You will rebuild not with bricks or titles, but with vibration, integrity, and unshakable inner order. You'll notice a shift in what you attract. Superficial energy will fall away. Half-hearted people will drift out of your field. You will draw in other silent builders, souls who move with intention instead of noise. Together you'll begin forming the invisible framework of the new era. It won't look like fame. It will look like focus. It won't feel like expansion. It will feel like alignment. And while the world screams about endings, you will quietly begin designing beginnings. This is the paradox of Capricorn. To appear motionless while building entire timelines beneath the surface. Remember, what collapses is not your life. It's the scaffolding that no longer fits the truth of who you are. Let it fall. Let it break. Because only after the walls crack can the light of purpose pour through. 2025 is not here to make you powerful. It's here to reveal that you already are. You've spent lifetimes preparing for this alignment. Every hardship was training. Every delay was calibration. Every silence was storage for wisdom you'll soon need. So when the ground begins to shake, Don't look for rescue. Become the anchor. When others seek escape, become the design. Because the world doesn't need another savior. It needs a structure. And you, Capricorn, are that structure. This is your cosmic contract. To hold steady when the old systems crumble. To rebuild through example, not noise. And to remind humanity that endurance is a form of love. So breathe. Stand tall. And listen closely. Because as Saturn's drum begins to beat again, you'll hear your own heartbeat echo back in rhythm. That's the sound of the architect code awakening. Have you started feeling the changes of 2025 in your dreams, energy, or direction? Comment "I'm ready for the great restructure" if you feel the shift. Life lesson from Part 4. The collapse of illusion is not chaos, it's clarity. The builder doesn't fear the storm, he uses it to test the strength of his design. Part 5. The rise of the silent builders. When the dust of destruction finally settles, the noise will fade. The false lights will flicker out, and only the builders will remain. Not the loud ones, not the ones who shouted truth the hardest, but the ones who carried it quietly in their bones. Capricorn, this is the moment the prophecy spoke of. The return of the silent architects, the reawakening of those who design not for fame, but for forever. The great restructure wasn't sent to punish you, it was sent to reveal you. All the years you spent in shadow were never wasted. They were foundation. Every heartbreak carved discipline. Every disappointment sharpened purpose. Every delay trained your patience for divine timing. And now, you are ready. Ready to lead not by command, but by example. Ready to rebuild not for applause, but for alignment. Ready to become the quiet proof that integrity is still power. You will notice something strange once this happens. The world will begin to come to you. Not the whole world, just those who are meant to rebuild it. They will recognize your vibration instantly, even if they don't understand why. They'll say, something about you feels ancient. And they'll be right. Because you carry the memory of every structure ever built on truth. You don't need to shout anymore. Your energy speaks louder than your voice. You'll attract allies who move like you. Calm, grounded, deliberate, guided by purpose instead of praise. Together, you'll rebuild quietly. In boardrooms, classrooms, art studios, homes, and hearts. This is what leadership looks like in the new age. Not influence, but integrity. Not domination, but design. Not ego, but endurance. And as the world begins to reorient itself, you'll see how much your energy matters. A single Capricorn in alignment can stabilize entire families, communities, even generations. That's the magnitude of your frequency. You are the gravity that pulls chaos back into order. You've always known you were different. Not cold, just composed. Not detached, just discerning. Not emotionless, just built for endurance. Because someone has to hold the line when others lose it. That someone has always been you. The prophecy never promised comfort. It promised remembrance. It said, when the world forgets itself, the builders will rise to restore the blueprint. And you, Capricorn, are the fulfillment of that line. So as 2025 unfolds, don't wait for validation. Don't expect the old world to understand. Just start building. With love, with structure, with faith in the unseen. Build your peace. Build your purpose. Build the new world through your actions, not your anger. Because when truth needs a place to live, it calls Capricorn to construct the temple. That is your sacred role. To turn chaos into creation. To take what's broken and make it holy again. To design systems that last. Relationships that heal. And legacies that teach the next generation how to stand firm. You were never here to compete. You were here to complete. To finish what others started. To anchor what others forgot. To restore what the earth lost. And now, the cycle turns once more. The scrolls, the codes, the signs, they all lead here. To you. The silent builder who never needed a crown to carry divine authority. So stand tall, Capricorn. Not as a warrior, as a pillar. Because when the world looks for stability, it will find it in your stillness. When it looks for wisdom, it will hear it in your silence. And when it looks for hope, it will see it in the structures you create. The prophecy is fulfilled, not through thunder, but through endurance. Not through shouting, but through steadfast faith. You are not waiting for destiny anymore. Destiny is waiting for you. If this message speaks to your soul, comment "I rise in silence, I build in truth." Let the world know the architects have awakened. Life lesson from Part 5. True power doesn't demand attention, it demands alignment. Capricorn leads by example, not by noise. When chaos reigns, structure becomes salvation. If this message resonated with you, it's because your architect code is reawakening. Subscribe to Zodiac Secrets Revealed. Because this channel is where the builders remember who they are. The world needs your structure now more than ever.